Hey guys, welcome back for round 5 action. Tom,
Dan.
Esper, ooh,
Hashtag ooh.
ooh, back again on camera. I had no control over this. Pete wanted to be on camera.
And Sean and Ulrich split for first and second.
Yeah, so they were just like, hey, go play on camera. I was like, alright.
Yeah. We don't want to see two people playing because they don't really care on camera anymore. Because that's no fun. Everyone just keeps bad hands and are like, whatever. I'm not playing for anything. So
Yeah,
we got
right.
two people who are playing for something.
Yep. Fuck
And that something is third place.
'em. So, Pete's going to be on mono red. This, not being biased because it is me, but on paper, I would feel really good being the life gain deck against the burn deck.
Yeah, typically you would.
Just kind of historically, I'm trying not to be biased here. But I feel pretty good. I knew what Pete was on. He played a couple of my friends earlier in the night. So that I knew
He played me.
I knew he was, damn, my feet stink. Just putting it out there. So you all know, the real Dom Denby has smelly feet, guys.
Put your shoes back on.
They're hot, bro. Worked all day.
Yeah, but I don't want to smell it, so.
That's
Wow,
fair.
you guys both mulliganing. God. Shuffling again. At least you shuffle fast.
Yeah, I'm on a mold of 5 here, I think. Yeah, I was like, whatever, we're keeping it.
So
He's on a mold of 6, though, so I don't think I don't feel awful,
Yeah.
Turn 1, G2.
Lava runner.
So my hand here is 2 lands, cast down, Sinister Sabotage. Honestly, not the worst.
Yeah.
I've seen worse molds to 5. Pete has a pretty good mold of 6 here. It's turn 1 creature, turn 2 creature. Really where the red deck wants to be. So here I decide I'm just going to tap land and Thought Erasure him. Take his best spell. I sat here and I pondered it for a minute. Really thinking between the Vayashino Pyromancer and the Lightning Strike. And I eventually went with the Lightning Strike because in my eyes it just represents more damage than the Vayashino because I have so many main deck board wipes.
So you don't think the Flamekeld, though? Because he's going to play...
I'm going to counter the Flamekeld. That's my
okay.
thought.
Okay.
Like, I feel like next turn, if I take the Lightning Strike, which is what I do, he's going to play Vayashino Pyromancer, play a land, and say go, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to either hold up counterspell for this Flamekeld, or I'm going to try to find a board wipe. Or I can kill a creature, you know what I mean? Like, I've got a lot going on. Yeah, I'm going to take a big hit, but for a mold of 5, I'm doing my best,
Mm-hmm. Well, now he has this risk factor in hand. I wonder, just play that, get 4 damage in this turn?
And that's what he does.
Yeah.
I think that's what he does. At least, I can't
Good
remember. I was
attacks.
really tired last night.
4 damage, risk factor,
So I'm just going to take the 3, or the 4.
and then you can take 4 more.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I found my Cleansing Nova. I'm like, okay, I've got a plan here,
Yeah.
Is it going to be too late?
Well, if he draws a land, he just goes Pyromancer into Flame.
And that's what he tries to do. He goes Pyromancer, I go to 7. He tries to cast his Flame, I Sinister Sabotage it. Going to 3, and I don't feel very good about where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like, yeah, I get to counter this, and you can see me, I'm kind of fidgeting in my chair, I'm kind of nervous. Like, I go, oh god, it's not a white source. Gotta bin it, though. Golden Demise, exactly what I wanted.
Yep.
So now here, I need to fade. And I will say, Pete helps. He forgets that his risk factor's in the yard for a couple of turns.
Yep.
And here he just goes for the Goblin Chain Order. I'm like, sure, I'll go to 2. That's better than risk factor for me. There's my white source.
Yep.
I've got this cast down in hand too, so.
Yeah, right here he draws this land, just risk factor. That's what should happen.
Well, and like I said, he helps me here by forgetting it's there.
Yep. And
Says
that's part
go.
of the problem when you stack your graveyard.
Yep.
You want to spread it out. So
And
you're
here,
always
I found
looking.
a Ritual of Rejuvenation, gains 4 life, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I found it. I'm in this game,
Yep. Because now you don't just die to a top deck.
Well, no, and it finds me at Vraska's Contempt. Here he draws a Wizard's Lightning, and he's still just saying go. I found another ritual, too. And you can see me. I'm shaking my cards. Really, I feel like, okay, I'm back in control of this game. I'm up at 10 life. I've got a counter spell, a board wipe, and a removal spell. Sure, I'll go to 8. Still is not casting his spells, even on my end step. He has a Wizard's Lightning he could have deployed. Plays the land, and then decides to discard his Viashino Pyromancer to the risk factor that he just remembered about. Would have been a lot better if he had discarded the land, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm taking 4.
Yeah, don't give him cards. Why would you do that?
Well, and I also know that I'm like under no pressure of dying at this point because I've got a counter. I've got 2 counter spells now. I just drew a Sinister Sabotage.
Yeah.
So I'm just comfortable to sit here, try to make land drops, draw these removal spells that'll also gain me life over time.
That another risk factor?
Yeah, but I actually have a perfect answer here.
Devious Cover Up?
Devious Cover Up.
Exile it.
And I'm just going to put both of my Ritual Rejuvenations back in.
Yeah, I remember watching this and you were thinking about Golden Demise and you're like, never mind, don't want it. Solely because I forgot to pick it up, but
No, I didn't want the Golden Demise. Yeah. I really didn't. I figured at that point all I wanted was to just gain life and counter spells. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah, the Golden Demise is like a one-shot type of thing,
Yeah.
And then I even moto-bugged it. I drew it anyway. I was like, good thing I didn't shuffle the other one, and I remember thinking that. Resolves.
Like, whatever. Kill it.
Gain 2. All this incidental life gain is really obviously the only thing. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm starting to hit land drops now. And honestly, I've only got 3 cards in hand, but they're 3 perfect cards.
Or
4 cards. They're 4 very good cards, so I just want to make more land drops and maybe find another draw spell to really get to put this game out of reach for
You're
Pete.
both just moto bugging.
I know.
It's hilarious.
We didn't shuffle our decks very well, I guess. Obviously, I mulliganed twice, he mulliganed once.
Yeah.
There it is, the third Vraska's Contempt.
Pass. If it's not a land, I'm passing.
Basically. If it's not a land or a Teferi, I'm just saying go. Fielder, a nice colorless land,
Pass
idiot.
things at the end step.
Yeah. I think what Pete's trying to do is he's trying to build a critical mass of burn in his hand to try and fight through some counter spells and win the game in one shot. You know what I mean? Because honestly, and that's a good plan. That's the only way he's actually going to get through the counter spells is assemble 3 points of burn in his hand at one time to fight through a counter spell. But he's not going to do it because I've got 2 counter spells here still. And on 8 life, it's going to be really hard for him to burn me out. Just plays another
card in his hand.
He's got a shock and I'm not sure. Draw a Sanguine Sacrament, and that's what's really, you can see I'm just real happy about that one. It's going to gain me 12 life, I think, put me back to 20. And that's really the last piece of the puzzle here against Mono Red is just a massive chunk of life gain.
Yep.
Get to Lava Runner. Sure, man. Resolves.
I got another Vraska's Contempt.
I do. Coming in. I'll go to 6.
Just gonna pass.
I was going to say, all I was interested in doing that turn was casting Sanguine Sacrament.
For
6. So
12?
Yeah, put me up to 18 there. Now, at this point, I'm kind of just going through the motions. That's a second. No, that's a ritual.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of going through the motions at this point. You know what I mean? Just either waiting for him to scoop or I deck him. That's how I win with this deck. And he's going to scoop game 1 at some point here. And I'm just going to let him deploy all of his threats. Go ahead and shock me, sure. I've got this ritual to put me back up, even higher. And I've got a cleansing Nova, which I plan on using to just clean up these 2 creatures.
Yeah. Easy.
And you can see he did accumulate quite a bit of burn here.
Yep.
And I'm going to say no to that one.
Which, I mean, that burn would have been okay had you not cast Sanguine Sacrament.
Yeah. But it wasn't about the 3 points of life, honestly. I just really want to find a Teferi. Because I feel like if I can find a Teferi, he's just going to give up. You know what I mean? Teferi's usually like, if you're on 15 life and you play a Teferi, there it is. They're just going to scoop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Find another cleansing Nova. I'll play the first one. Never remember to untap my gateway, man. I'm real bad about that. You'll see that a lot here.
Oh, no, I can tell. I already know. I was watching this game live.
That's right.
I
So
was
he
standing
finds... Sorry, he finds another Flame Cow, gonna eat another counter.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was watching this game because, again, Marty just conceded to me, so...
You won that match 2-0.
I know. That's how standings work. That's how Magic works. I didn't actually even have to play the game. Just
You're that good.
Yeah.
Just gonna jam my Teferi here.
And you're just you didn't even type your lands you gonna scoop? You wanna scoop? I'll allow you to scoop.
I really, because there's... And it's no disrespect to him, but he can't win, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that's the point. Just for time's sake, when you get into, the quote, lock, just scoop. You're not winning. I'm going to be up to 19 here. Well, okay, fine. I'll go to 11 and then back to 15. I'm going to flip this gateway eventually. There's a Teferi on board, And
Yeah.
he's sitting there saying, wow, there's a lot of life gain in your deck. I'm like, yeah, no kidding.
It's almost like that was what it was built for.
And you can see I'm exiling Teferi here because I just want to flip this gateway ASAP. I'm also concerned about time personally because I know how long this deck takes to win, so I want to just put as many of the pieces in place to make him scoop. And I know that sounds really rude, guys, but that's what my deck does.
Yeah, especially because he can win really, really quick game 2.
That's what I'm
force a
saying.
draw.
That's what I'm saying. I need to be, because he's going to be on the play for game 2.
Yeah.
I need to be able to win this game as fast as possible and hope he just scoops, right?
Yeah, whereas if I was on control, I think you just take, he was on control, I think you just take your time.
Right, no.
Game 1, because you're going to win game 1. There's no way you're losing this right now.
Right, and I think he comes to the conclusion that it's time to scoop.
Right.
Come back into frame here.
Well,
What's up?
I fix all these life totals and stuff. Not like I had much changing to do.
Yeah, so that's really what my deck's trying to do. We didn't get to see much of it in the last round, but that's what it is. It just gains a bunch of life, draws cards, counters spells, kills creatures, blah 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 blah. And then eventually you give up. We're gonna see this game, guys. It's kind of degenerate, and we're gonna cut it off a little bit early. Pete gets into a situation. I get into a situation.
Game 3 though.
Oh, that's right.
Not game
Never
2.
mind. Never mind.
Not yet.
I won't spoil the fun yet.
No.
But we will be cutting the match short because there's about 15 minutes or so, maybe. Not 15, but 10 minutes of
Yeah.
of
It's about
him.
8 minutes of it.
It's him literally sitting there with no permanence in play saying go. So I was literally at over 80 billion non-infinite life. But we'll get to that part later.
Yeah, we'll show you that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't like mono red in this current format.
I don't either. I think it's just weak. It's when mono red dies to control, mono red's not a good deck.
Right, when I'm sitting on the control deck and I sit across from the mono red player and I'm like,
even when you're,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, even when you're not on life gain control, when you're on any form,
Right,
I could
I
be playing
get that.
Straight blue white control with no life gain, just Teferis and kill spells.
You're like, okay,
And
whatever,
I'm
dude.
cool, I'm winning.
Right.
And that's when mono red's not a very good deck. When I first started playing Magic, I started playing Magic in Khan's Figure Forge block. So not that long ago. I mean, it's 3 years now. I say that. I realize I've been playing Magic for 3 years now. But I was playing Creatureless Control, and the big deck in that format was a Tartar Red, where it ended up turning into mono red because they're just like, why play green when I have Monastery Swiftspear?
Right.
I don't even need Become Immense. And it just turned into mono red, and like I just lost all the time because I was just like, I can't win. But I'm a broke high school student, so I have to play with this deck that I have. So I would just show up here and lose every week.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, he did top 2, bottom 2 with his random, like with the promos.
Yeah.
So I got 4 Path to Exiles and 4 Serum Vision promos.
Nice.
So I'm okay with this. I mean, it kept me playing Magic.
That's fair, and here we are today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, now I'm still playing Magic for some unknown reason. And so we're going to get into game 2 here. So we know that Pete wins this because we kind of spoiled that.
Oh, hey, what's up, girl? She's sliding into my DMs, everybody. What's up? Yeah, you heard me.
Tom's getting DM slid. His DM slid.
Dude, straight up, she just slid on in, so we'll see what's up. No, I'm just kidding, that didn't happen.
It was actually just me.
It was you, Dan.
He's gonna mulligan. Alright. I mean, yeah, mono red mulligans well. Sort of.
I mean, it does. He wins this game.
Wait, is he mulliganing? He just took 7. Or he just never present his deck.
I think he just was really slow, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he did that to me too. He like kind of cut my deck first and then finished shuffling and then presented his deck, and I'm like, wait, I'm confused. Are you mulliganing? What's going on? I thought I cut your deck already.
Yeah.
19.
19.
Turn 1 play, good. Already, you're dead. That's actually one of those like assassin cards where it just says if it deals damage, like you lose the game.
Yeah, right.
And that's what Fanatical Firebrand is now. Play the Steamkin. Do it. Do it. He's not going to play the Steamkin, is he? No, he's not. He's going to play Firebrand and hold up Shock. Oh no, he played the Steamkin. I'm proud of you, Pete. I'm proud.
I'm sitting there like, cool, man. I have a Golden Demise in my hand.
Yeah, but not if the Steamkin becomes a 3/3, which he definitely can do.
Yeah, it's
like,
going to
easy.
happen. No, it's going to happen. I'm hoping. I know that it's going to get out of range of that. Oh, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
I really can't remember how this game 2 goes, honestly. I'm pretty sure, if our memory serves, I get steamed over.
I don't remember.
Run away. You ran away with the game.
Ha, that's funny. Oh, you don't even have it. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
That's right. I got stuck on black mana.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, folks.
Just seems like you're gonna die real quick. Like, in the next turn.
I kept these 3 lands in my opener, and I never found another land.
Just go to combat. Swing for 6, 7, 8.
Shock to 12.
Go to combat. Swing for 9. Take those 3 off there, and then kill you? I don't know. Oh yeah, I remember watching this, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna like take this off and then play this experimental frenzy."
And I was like, wait, what are you doing? You're doing what in the middle of your combat stuff, sir?
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I forgot where we're at right now."
I forgot I was attacking you.
Yeah, these decks don't do much of that. And you're like, "Oh yeah, no, it doesn't get exiled. It goes to your graveyard." He's just like, "Well, man, I wanted to do this."
I don't know where I'm at. That's basically was the story of Pete last night.
Just for that turn, really. Thought Erasure, yeah, just get rid of that experimental frenzy. They
Really
know
just
about
looking
that.
for something that doesn't exist. And I was like, damn, I don't have another land, but I have to bin this island because I have to find a black source. I'm like, oh, I'm just dead, aren't I? Yeah, we're cool. Yeah, so, mono red, doing mono red things in that game too.
Yeah, that's typically what mono red does, except for when it doesn't.
Now,
Literally everything, but
I have a little disclaimer about this game, folks. So this deck did finally what it's designed to do. in this game.
Yes.
Which is go down to 2 cards in my library, both of which are Sanguine Sacrament with a flipped Azor's Gateway into Sanctum of the Sun, which if you don't know what that does, it taps to add X mana where X is your life total. So I'm literally every turn I'm tapping to add 100 mana, right? I tap, let's say my life total is 20 with the Sanguine Sacrament. I'm going to tap, add 20 white mana, and then I'm going to gain 36 life. And then the next turn I'm going to do it, and I'm going to gain 72 life. And my life is going to grow exponentially. And I had a Teferi Emblem in play.
Yep.
So Pete has no permanence. I was at literally over 80 billion life, not infinitely, you know.
Can you read that?
Yeah, we just gave up trying because it didn't matter.
I was using my calculator and just multiplying by 2, and right there.
And it was midnight.
Is an E.
And Pete refused to scoop.
Yeah, and I wanted to go eat. But yeah, like you see, there's an E right here. Because my calculator started giving me E's to be like, yeah, there's more numbers here, but I can't fit it on my screen. So I'm just like, screw this. Here's an infinity symbol right there.
Yeah, so he refused to scoop, and so we're going to cut it off at some point because it's literally just me sitting there drawing a card, quite literally throwing the Sanguine Sacrament back at the top of my deck because for the sake of time. So, you'll see, folks. I just wanted to let you know, though, that the match is going to get cut off, but I do win this round. I ended up taking 3rd.
Yes.
It'll be obvious that I'm winning, but you guys don't need to suffer through that.
Yeah, I don't want to suffer through it either.
I don't want to suffer through it a second time.
Yeah, I already suffered through it because I had to wait to take down the cameras.
Yeah, it was pretty obnoxious.
Yeah. And I was just like, hey, can you guys just like extend the hand? Like, if you want to keep playing, go ahead. But I want to take the camera down so I can go eat food.
Yeah. And Pete looked at me, he's like, look, I've never played on camera before. I kind of want to play on camera. I was like, I get you, man. Someone savagely destroying the camera setup again.
That was me.
Dan.
Because I was taking stuff apart.
So this game actually, like, gets really screwy toward the end. Not toward the end. Like, in this mid-game here, toward the beginning, he gets a lot of damage across. So I'm sweating it for a while. Revitalize, search, bins a land, draws a Teferi. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I like how Pete just didn't keep life totals. And I don't even know where your life totals start, so.
It doesn't matter, to be honest. There's just too many changes.
Yeah. I just have to watch and figure it out.
So you can see Pete's hand here is full of gas.
Loaded.
He actually, I'm not going to say it right now, actually, that you'll see it when we get there, but he's just going to try and front load onto me as much damage as he can. So he's going to shock me to 18, shock me to 16, come in for 5, down to 11, and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of damage in one turn.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Revitalize, up to 14.
Because, I mean, he knows you have Sanguine Sacrament, and it's like, he wants to get in this damage before Sanguines can get, like, really, really good. To where it's like, oh, I gained 12.
Oh, no, I agree with him. He's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. The amount of damage, like I said, I was sitting there sweating it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to, like, move around. I'm like, okay, I got to really think about what I'm doing here. But the play is obviously Teferi. You know what I mean? If it eats 2 burn spells, that's totally fine. It's going to redraw. You know, end step, I think he's going to lightning strike it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And here, I think he makes a bit of a misstep. I think you're supposed to just attack it, right? Instead of shocking it. You just hit it with Lava Runner?
I would attack with both, because you could have...
Okay, you just hit it with both, and then main phase 2 you have something, right?
Yeah.
That's correct, I think. I don't think you're supposed to use the shock there when you have 2 good creatures to attack it with. And I'm like, oh man, he's lethal on board right now.
Yep.
So I have to find something.
Oh, and by the way, Pete, I apologize if your last name is incorrect. I could not read your handwriting for what you wrote your last name as. So if you got this far into the video, I apologize.
So I pretty much improved the quality of my draws a lot here. I found a Vraska's Contempt and a Ritual of Rejuvenation.
Seems good.
Yeah.
Can't cast both at the same time, but it seems good.
But the life gain that one's going to give me is going to give me enough time to cast the other.
Yeah.
So here he is. He's coming in for 8. I'm going to Vraska's Contempt the Chain Whirler. No, cast down the Chain Whirler.
Oh.
My bad. I'm going to 5 there. I would rather do those 2 spells in one turn type of thing. You know what I mean? Be more mana efficient.
And that was Rejuvenation, so you gained 4.
Yeah, so I'm at 7 there.
Yep.
Here we go. Flipping the search.
And he's like, can I read that? Yeah. I remember.
Searcher's Canta is my favorite card in Standard. It has been since it was printed.
Yep.
I play it in literally every deck.
Yeah, this all happened less than 24 hours ago. I remember it fondly. Not
I
fondly.
don't. I was tired.
I remember that I was sitting there going, please play faster. I want to go.
So, Pete makes a misstep here. A pretty bad one. I think it's this turn. He's sitting with a Banefire and has been since the beginning of the game. And he's going to come in for 5. I'm going to Vraska's Contempt. He's going to Wizard's Lightning me down to 4. And I'm really, you can see me. I'm like,
No. No, he's Wizard's Lightning.
Oh, that's right. He's Wizard's Lightning in his own creature.
Yes. So you don't gain the 2 life.
Right. So he's gonna try and put me to 5, which I thought that was a bit questionable.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's not this turn.
I mean, do you maybe just fire off this Banefire for 3?
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm on 3 because
No,
he
you're-
tries to go for the Banefire.
You are on 5.
So I thought that was really bad. I'm like, why are you casting Banefire for 3?
Here's my thing for it. So he has the Get You Lava Runner, where if you don't draw an answer for it, you're just dead.
You can't cast the Banefire for 3. I'm sorry.
I agree with you, but I'm saying his thought process
Okay.
is, if I'm putting you at where I just hit you and you're dead, or I draw a burn spell if you deal with have something to deal with my creature.
You can see how excitedly I drew that card. I drew a Sanguine Sacrament there, and I'm like, I'm just doing this. Like, I'm
for
just
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
4, 5.
So X is going to be 10 life. I'm like, I'm just going to do this now on my main phase, put myself to 18. You know what I mean? 18 life feels almost like he can't win. So he's going to hit me for 2 to 16. I've got a flip search. I've got an active Azor's Gateway. You know what I mean? I'm going to be churning through my deck. I'm feeling really good. I find a Ritualist Suit here. Just like reveal it immediately, cast it.
Yep.
Clean up the board. I have a Sinister Sabotage, so I need to fade 1 turn of like nothing, of a nonsense spell like, what's it called? Experimental Frenzy. And I did, so I've got 2 counter spells now, and I'm just going to say go forever. Thinking about if I want to main phase this as Canta. Nah. As Canta. Gonna find me a Teferi, I believe. I grabbed, yeah.
No reason not to.
It was either that or the counter spell, but I'm like, wait, I already have 2 counter spells. I don't need the 3rd one. And I'm like, oh, look at that, another Teferi. No, he kind of has a bit of a timing issue here. I'm like, I get to do my +1. Now you'd like to target it. Okay, he goes to 2.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you want to draw first. You do it in response.
It
to
doesn't
+1,
matter.
but yeah.
I was just gonna let it resolve. But like, you gotta relax, Pete.
Yeah.
Just chill out, buddy.
Ooh, I hear a timer out there.
I do
Sounds
too.
like someone's pizza was done.
I'm hungry.
Me too. Oh, I love this because he just like sees it and he's like, "I'm going to show you my hand." And you're like, "No, I'm not casting it."
And you know what? I will admit, I was a sportsman. I looked away. I didn't look at his hand.
I know. I saw.
I didn't need to look. I was confident.
Yeah, you don't care.
I was like, you could have 2 Banefires, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna gain enough life that 2 Banefires isn't gonna
Is
beat
that
me.
3?
That's 4.
Okay.
This deck was built as a bit of a troll, but it feels really good.
Yeah.
I built it as like I'm just gonna troll some people and dirtle out and make them angry, gain a shitload of life. But it ended up being really good. I took third with it, went 4-1. You know, it felt very consistent. A lot of the cards redraw. They all gain me life.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that. Look at all that gook. Seeing what I want to exile. Because I really want to flip this gateway. Still on end step. I'm just going to exile this revitalize. I don't need any more life at this point. The game's just too far out of reach already. 24 might as well be a billion for red, you know?
Yep.
Gateway. Don't even bother untapping it. Why would I?
No, you never do. Like, you literally never do.
I know. Why would I? It's not like I'm playing on camera.
God, Tom.
Sure, bro. I'm like, hold on. No, I didn't say sure. I was like, God, that shit.
Yeah, I love when people play that card and you have a Shalai out. And it's like, I was at the open and my opponent called the judge over. He goes, I played this card and I'm like, he could take, and I'm telling him, he could take it back. Like, I'm not going to make him deal 2 damage to himself. Like, if he wants to, he can, but I'm so far ahead in this game, I don't care. So, like, it's up to you, bro.
Right.
And the judge was like, well, you do have a valid target. It's yourself.
You're targeting yourself, basically. So here I get to flip my Sanctum of the Sun, and I've got the Sanguine Sacrament in my hand, and I've got 8 cards. So I'm like, you know what? Let's start the silliness. We're going to go to end step.
Oh,
Trigger on Teferi trigger on the stack.
What does this put you to?
I'm gonna add 48 white here. Well, here, let's see where the big life total chunks start. This is gonna put me to 131.
Okay, so I can't actually. This stops at 100. So we're
Okay.
putting you at 100.
You put Pete at 100.
Oh, that's not right. Whoops. Sorry,
So I'm
Pete.
just gonna call it out as we go. You'll see. We're gonna cut the recording once Pete has no more permanents. Okay. So.
There we go. Let's fix that. All
Yeah,
right,
so
there we go.
Here I'm gonna go to 131 life.
Oh.
Find my other Sanguine Sacrament. Oh God, there's so many numbers.
Yeah, this gets really, really out of hand.
Like, this was exactly, like, not to lie, I'm kind of, a morbid part of me was glad Pete was a good sport and played this out, because it got to show exactly what I could do.
Yep.
Which you guys are going to get to see. It's pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. I'll brag on it a bit. It's pretty fucking sweet.
The answer to what exactly you could do is 1.698562E9.
Gonna go to 655 life here.
Yeah. And like I said, I can only go to 100 with this thing.
I'm gonna clickbait the shit out of people with this.
100 life.
100 billion non-infinite life, question mark?
Yeah, I wish I could change it. Like, I honestly wish I could keep up with this because...
Find a sinister sabotage. Because you know what? I am the only one who can do things. Fuck you, Pete. This is my game of magic. Don't you understand?
Yep.
You're a good sport, Pete. I don't mean it. I don't know why you thought you had the right to sit across from me, though. Like, what? How dare you?
I mean, we all know if I would have sat across from you, I would have won the game.
Okay. Listen, Big. Listen, you got big dick by Sasquatch.
Hey, I'm just kidding. Actually, realistically, I would have probably had to mulligan to won both games, so...
God damn it, there's only one land still. Yeah, it's a one land hand, buddy.
Because I
This
only have
can't,
one card.
Find a ritual. Shock to fairy.
You're like, nah,
Nah,
not about
son.
that life.
I ain't about that life. As he found out.
It's exiled. And you're like, nah, actually, I don't want to shuffle anything. You're like, hold up. And then you see me just, like, pulling stuff apart again. I'm just like, I want to go.
I'm like, you know what? The only thing I want is the Teferi.
Yeah, so sorry about this nauseating movement. I'm pulling a cord out of
How
my...
very unprofessional.
Yeah, I'm pulling a cord out of the camera.
He's
here.
gonna go to try and lightning strike him, and I'm gonna say no again. Because I have the biggest pee-pee.
Esper. Hashtag ooh.
Hashtag ooh. So,
Yeah.
at some point, I think it's not. I don't think it's the. I'm like, I don't even want to activate my Escanta.
Oh, you didn't even get the emblem out. I had the fucking emblem.
I didn't. I wanted him to look
and then
at
I'm just like,
Teferi.
here, look at Pete's face. I have the Teferi emblem.
Well, I wanted him to look at Teferi.
But you have that Teferi.
Right.
So you want me to look at two Teferis?
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
It's Teferi's stripper name.
Yeah. So here I've just completely stopped doing anything but exiling lands. I don't want to activate my Escanta because I am literally nauseous with how long this game is taking.
And the camera shake.
Yeah, that too. Exile a land. Go to... I don't know. Okay, so here, this is the end step. This is where
You're at
things
655.
get... No, I'm at 655 right here. I'm going to go to 3,255 life. All right?
3,255.
And I'm like, oh boy, I'm having more fun than I've ever had.
That's correct, though.
Who cares? It's close
It's
enough.
3,310.
Okay, fair enough. And now here, I'm going to 6,255.
6,620.
It doesn't really matter.
But I'm correcting this correction.
Oh well.
I'm incorrecting you.
And I'm just like throwing my cards at his creatures. I'm like, no!
Nope. It's like...
Oh, correction? Add 2 to that. Because Vraska's contempt. I was literally sitting there like, you don't get to have fun.
But I do. Oh, man. Someone's really...
They're hype out there. You can
Yeah.
see I just showed you guys how much life I'm actually at right there. I'm
Yeah.
like 6,257. Just wanted to make sure you guys could see. Yeah. We're gonna just... He's gonna exile lands.
It's going to be coming soon where we're just going to stop showing this match, but I want to get to the point where you have 2 cards left.
Yeah, and I want to do that too, where we're going into the billions. You can see, I'm going to get to a point, I'm just not going to tick up Teferi anymore. I'm like, I don't even want another emblem. I'm just going to make him... just make him sit here as long as he wants. I'm going to go to like 12,000 life. Every turn now, my life total is going to grow double. I'm going to double it every turn because the math is too crazy to do like the exponential growth thing. So I'm just like, hey Dan, add 2 times to my life because I can choose
No, I just
whatever.
started multiplying by 4.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Because you were able to do it twice.
Well, I was saying double because it's easier. That was literally the only reason.
Yeah, no, I was doing it twice because you're doing it in your main phase and then doing it in your end step, doing it in your main phase, doing it in your end step every single turn.
I just want to note, I've been holding those thought erasures for like 14 turns. Just I'm really trying to get the perfect victory here.
Yeah, and here you're just literally going, I'm going to put these 2 cards on top and just keep casting them and multiplying my life total by 4.
Yep.
And eventually it gets to...
You can see Paul Soto. Shout out my boy Paulie. His big fucking mitt going in there. He's like, what the fuck does this card do, man? What is this shit? And I'm like trying to explain to people like what's going on because nobody understands why I'm at such an ungodly life total. And you can see I'm just picking up the card saying double my life, Dan, and go. I think we're good to cut off the recording here. It's literally just going to go like this until Pete finally taps out. But yeah, you saw what the cancer. That is the full fucking cancer.
Also called Esper. Hashtag ooh.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, that's the new title of the deck.
Hashtag ooh.
Yeah.
Alright guys, this has been fun. We'll see you next time. I'll be here doing commentary on Sunday.